Hello my friends, welcome to another episode of Diablo 3. My name is Wilfred. So I'm a little bit late for the challenge with this week because I've been busy with other things in life. But it is challenge with 152. So for the US server is a monk, it's a LoN monk. So I have not really played LoN monk at all. So it's the very first time I'm doing it, but it seems the mechanic is pretty straightforward. As you know that I'm not a monk specialist. In fact, I think in Diablo 3 I'm more well versed in wizard, witch doctor as well as necromancer. I think these are my top 3 classes to play. I'm a little bit like okay on monk. I play a couple of monks in some seasons just for the fun of it, or the conquest required a second character. Play a little bit of monk, but the monk is something that I have not really played too much, and the or barbarian for the matter. I think demon hunter is probably one of my weakest when it comes to playing Diablo 3. But one day I'll get there. I still have quite a long way to go with Diablo 3, trying out different classes and make it better each season and so on. So now for this particular LN monk, it seems pretty straightforward. You can keep the sweeping wind up for 3 stacks so long as you keep melee something. It'll just refresh itself. So that's pretty good. Sometimes I just want to farm for some, like hunt for some elite pack and so on. For the dashing strike, the one that you can dash around, I think there are 2 charges to it. If you hit a certain number of mobs at one shot, you get a refund of that charges as well. Could be rather useful, but I do find that monk is pretty mobile in any case, unlike some other classes that is a little bit too stagnant in a sense. The mobility is pretty decent. Another thing is the mantra is something that I always forgot to use. I always think that, well, should I use it, should I not use it? And my suggestion is that if your spirit is pretty high, if you face a elite or so on, pop some the mantra will usually help. But what I really like about this particular build is the cyclone strike, whereby it sucks all the enemies into one location. I thought that was really cool. On top of that, there is also the lashing tail a kick, whereby this character does have some decent gear to buff that kick. So if I cyclone everything onto me, do a kick, and usually the mob just die. So that is very useful. By the way, I forgot to mention at the beginning of the video, I do play Crusader as well. Somehow I just keep forgetting Crusader. So anyway, back to this monk. This is my first attempt, and of course I make a little bit mistake here and there when I try to look for the mobs and so on. I hope I don't drop any miss any orbs, which I often have this tendency to do. And you guys been watching my video trying to see, okay, what has he missed this time? So yeah, that seems pretty alright. And I found that this build is rather strong as well. Perhaps with the Unity Ring, there's some explosion with the glow tax and seems to be doing pretty well with that. So overall, a pretty tanky build. I just need to find the various kind of location to avoid some of this dead end that will take up more time. So when it comes to challenge rift, it is important to try to get things done within the time frame itself. I think I've got quite a few friends in D3 that had a much better timing than me at the end. Happy for them. Probably they are pretty good at playing monk, while I'm still trying to do a bit of things here and there, or I've missed some orbs here and there like I always do. Yeah, but I have fun with this kind of build, and I think eventually maybe just to talk a little bit about the new set. But it's not that new anymore. 1 season ago there was a new I believe the Judgment set, or can't remember, Pattern of Judgment or Judgment of Pattern, can't remember which one is it. I think POJ. I always wanted to try that one, mainly because I've been observing this set for a while, the new monk set. It seems that they're pretty steady, because sometimes you look at new sets being introduced, and Blizzard has this tendency to nerf the mechanic to make it less fun, I would say, to bring the power level down. Now what do I mean by that? Like for example, if you look at the Valor set of the Crusader, was really fun. The way they nerf it, make it slower to shoot certain things, and it doesn't bring the DPS too much lower, but it just makes it so much slower to shoot things, and kind of it doesn't defeat kind of whole entire purpose of it. And I do like the Witch Doctor new set as well, the whole Fantasium kind of mechanic. But I think with the nerf to the that it doesn't it will no longer inherit the pet kind of bonus, then it make it like, you know, you have to think twice. Do you want to do a Fantasium? Do you not? Or do you want to do other runes? So sometimes when Blizzard nerfs something, I understand why they do that, because it's a bit outliner, and if you are, you know, try to nerf the set itself, then you nerf a lot of other associated build to it as well. So maybe they just want to make it a little bit more, you know, build variety, I don't know, whatever, what have you. But anyway, I managed to finish this challenge rift first time with 10 second left. So if I can do it, I'm pretty sure you guys can do it too. So take care, and I'll see you again soon. Goodbye.